Hi guys, I want to do an alien landscape today. Look at all these lovely paints I got. And yeah, I'm not going to use most of them. I think I'm going to use all these craft paints up at the top. So forget all this other stuff. Why did I get it out? I don't know. I'm making this up as I go, okay? But the reason why I wanted to start this alien landscape series, well, partially because I love daydreaming about atmospheres and other places, other planets and stuff. I think that's fun. But I wanted to show anybody that you can make something really cool with cheap craft paint. This is a brand called Folkart, and I'm in the States, so you can pick it up at like a Walmart or a Hobby Lobby or a Michael's, that kind of place. And they're about $1 a tube, sometimes less, sometimes more, sometimes they go on sale. But I don't know where else you can get them if you were in other places in the world. But just know it's cheap craft paint. It's not super high quality, but that's not the point. The point is to have some fun. And I'm gonna use greens and blues today. Oh yeah, kind of swampy. I got a swampy feel to this one. A very heavy atmosphere. Yeah, I think that's what I'm feeling like today. I'm imagining air so thick it's like walking through water. That's what I'm thinking about. I don't know what kind of gases would be like that in the atmosphere. I really don't know that much about that kind of thing. I don't know. I've got a lot to learn. So let's start off with some of these bluey green colors. They've fun, pretty colors. I'm not going to specify which colors of paint because it doesn't really matter. That's not the point. The point isn't to directly copy what I'm doing. The point is to maybe get an idea, or maybe feel a little inspired to do something like that. I'm not very good at teaching tutorials and stuff. I think I'm better at convincing people that they have the skills to do this. Y'all have the skills to do this. You know what? It might take you some time to figure out how to paint like this, but you can do it. Doesn't matter how long or how short of time you've spent painting or doing any kind of art in your life. Anybody can do this. Anybody can. So pick out some colors you like. Start getting messy. Because at least for me, if I don't get messy with the paints, I'm not actually painting. It is part of the tactile requirements for painting. I have to get it on places where it's not supposed to be. I don't try to, it just happens. So, if it doesn't happen, it's not a good day. And I know in reality, this is me just sitting in my studio, doing some paints and making a mess and talking about it. But, you know, it kind of feels like I'm talking to a good friend. So I'm going to count you as a good friend, okay? But anyways, earlier today, I was having such a good time writing a little bit of music, getting some chords right that didn't quite feel right beforehand. Oh man, writing music it takes me back to when I was a teenager. I don't know why. Maybe because that's when I felt the most connected to music. I was a band kid, okay? I didn't do anything cool, like I wasn't in a punk band or anything like that. If I had gone the popular route, I would have been of the age to be in a punk band. But that life did not happen for me. I was a nerdy band kid, so I did clarinet and I did a bit of violin and I wrote a little bit of music. And I wrote the little bitty jingle that goes along with the intro graphic. And it reminded me how much I really enjoy that kind of piece of art. Because I'm a very multi-disciplinary kind of person. I don't stick with one kind of art. That doesn't work for me. I need to feel the freedom to move around to different projects as they come along. Because it's not that I get bored. That's not it at all. It's just that, at least for me, I feel that the creative process is very similar no matter which art I happen to touch. So for me, writing music feels the same as painting, which feels the same as knitting, which feels the same as editing videos, which, do you see where I'm going with this? I don't know how many other people feel this way, but I feel that way. And so for me, it's very easy to switch between all the different kind of creative processes. And I like that because, at least for me, it feels like one type will help other types. Are you like that? Like, I have questions for other people. I want to know what y'all daydream about. Because this is what I daydream about. I daydream about other atmospheres. I daydream about piano chords and knitting fuzzy sweaters and just all sorts of stuff. It's all very fluid and all kind of influences everything else. I seem to like that. Give me a life full of movement and creation. That's what I want. I want to make stuff. You want to make stuff with me? It's why I started this channel, because I wanted a reason to learn new stuff and make new stuff and to talk to people about it. You know, this platform is such a cool way for just a random person to talk to other random people. You know, it's just a really cool platform. Because in reality, art is a very solitary experience. It's very rare to paint with other people. And something like YouTube and making a video out of a painting can change that. I love that. I think that's so cool. There's a very distinct difference between being an artist who is making something and being a viewer who is looking at art. I think, in a way, you're kind of trying to you're working towards the same goal. I'm trying to move you. I'm trying to make you feel something. That's what art is. At least that's what art is for me. Look, I'm cheating a little bit. This is not cheap paint, but it's what I had, so it's what I'm using. But the goal to feel something in art. That's what you're trying to do. At least that's what I'm trying to do. And you don't have to have a reason. You don't have to understand why you connect with a piece. The only goal for the artist is to get somebody to connect with a piece, no matter which way that is. And that's why I personally don't have a problem with a lot of modern art. For that reason, I like a lot of modern art. Now, I don't do a lot of modern art of the unusual ways. My art kind of tends to be a bit more classical looking. And I think that's I like detail. I can't help myself. So I think that's what stops me from doing a lot of the more abstract things, is that I get lost in detail sometimes. So as the artist, that's why I don't do too many abstracts. But there are artists out there who do really beautiful abstracts. And for me, the test of a piece of art, and if I feel it is worthy, is when it makes me feel something. And it could be, this is going to sound strange, but even if you feel disgust, that counts. That's the point. The point is to make you feel something. And so it doesn't have to be a good feeling. Sometimes the best art is actually very uncomfortable, and it makes you actually question things. And I find that in its own way very beautiful. But that part of communication, that is what I like about art. That's the part that I try to work with. That I'm trying to work on. I've got a lot to learn on my own end. I do. And this is a lifelong process. You never stop learning. Oh, please, 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 never stop learning. Keep moving, keep growing. You got time, you got You got the time. It doesn't matter what age you are. Keep putting in the effort into learning stuff, please. You will thank yourself in 10 years' time that you didn't stop and that you kept going. You won't even believe the progress you've made. And I'm an established adult age now, and I can tell you that it's astonishing how fast time goes. It goes so fast. You youngins, it really does. I know that I've seen some eye rolls from youngins when this kind of thing is mentioned, but it is. Time goes so fast. It'll slip away from you when you're not watching. So keep moving, keep going, keep learning at whatever speed you can. Keep going. Are you starting to feel the heaviness of this atmosphere yet? Because I am. You kind of see the fog in the center of that. I got a liner script brush to make some nice long details. Maybe a little bit of light passing over the water. I think I made a bog marsh on accident. Well, you know what? You can't win them all. But, green sky. Just everything is green. It's okay. Maybe we'll call this like the Emerald Planet or something. Who knows what I'll name this later. See, when I usually film and edit and voiceover and publish and all those sorts of things, I usually do it on different days. So a lot of times it feels like talking to future Melissa or past Melissa, just depending on whatever stage I'm in and however sassy I'm feeling that day. So things can change based on a lot of factors. See, look, I get paint everywhere. I am a messy painter. And I mean, you can tell by, there's just paint everywhere. I started putting down a poster board. That's what the black background is. It's a big old poster board that I put down just so that I don't get paint all over the drafting table that I use as my painting surface. Well, filming surface. But it's messing up the color grading of some of these paintings. So I think I'm going to need to find like poster boards of like a neutral kind of color, something that's not black and something that's not white, because I'm having the same issues with the white one. So I'll have to figure something out. It's on the to-do list. I have a very long to-do list. This is I don't know how many people have started a YouTube channel before, but this is a very intense project. There's a lot of aspects to this that I never expected to be part of the whole thing. Maybe someday I'll make a video on just explaining the entire process of setting up a channel and how to actually produce, nice looking videos and do voiceovers and maybe the whole process. But that would be a 80-year-long video, because I can be kind of intense about stuff. Because at least in this point in my life, I don't hire anything out. I do it all myself. So there's a lot of different things. A lot of different things. It's fun. I enjoy it just because, like I said earlier, I'm a very multi-disciplinary kind of person. And I don't know how many other people there are out there that are like this. I honestly don't. All I know is just me. Because, it's me by myself in my studio painting. That's kind of the kind of what it is. But we're finally getting to the fun detail part, where I'm adding all kinds of clouds and stuff. Doesn't that look nice in a green sky? Oh, I like that. Kind of pale, very pale jade. I like to paint in layers. It works very well for the way my brain works, and Plus, if there's something that I don't like, you cover it back up. You cover it with another layer. And, that's the very nice thing about acrylic. Acrylic is a very forgiving medium, I promise. If you make friends with acrylic, it's very easy. But you gotta make friends with it, because it does act differently than other kinds of mediums. Like if you're expecting it to be like oil, you're not gonna have a good time. It is different. It's got its own little personality, and that's okay. But this craft paint, it's not fully opaque, but it's opaque enough. And the nice part about, well, I don't know if it's the nice part, but an unexpected benefit of a paint that isn't fully opaque is that it's really nice that you can get unintentional, kind of transparent-ish, I don't even know what the word is for that, but not fully opaque layers, which is really nice because as you're building up layers, you kind of see a little bit peeking underneath. And I wouldn't say it's not imitating oil. That's not it at all. But it adds a lot of character that is unintentionally very easy and very quick. I love acrylic for how quick. I mean, these alien landscapes, I'm not trying to be overly detailed. This is a daydream. This is a visual representation of one of my daydreams. That's what we're having today. That's what these are. So I'm letting you into my brain. This very soupy landscape. I just imagine the train of my skirt just caked with mud and like super big combat boots that have gotten twice as big as they were before just because they've got layers and layers and layers of emerald green mud built up on them. Almost like, like a geode. You crack it open, you get like crystallizations on the inside of the layers. Maybe that's what I should call these super colorful ones. Imaginary daydream geodes or something. I don't know. Landscape geodes. I'm sure there's a geologist or a rock person out there who's gonna yell at me because, hey, Melissa, that doesn't make any sense. It's a daydream. It's okay. Let me daydream, please. I like nonsense. Nonsense is my favorite flavor. In fact, I love nonsense so much. One of my favorite books is Alice in Wonderland and Alice Through the Looking Glass. In fact, the Jabberwocky was, I think, the first poem that I memorized. I think it was. It might have been something else before that, but that's how much I love nonsense. It's just so much fun. It gets the brain going. That's why I like it. What kind of animals do you think would live in a landscape like this? Would they be kind of like alligators? They're kind of things that could exist in soupy water and on land. I don't know. Maybe beetles. Maybe nothing at all. Maybe it's just ferns and soupy goop. Maybe like single-celled organisms and bacteria and all those sorts of things living in the soupy water mud. I don't know. On some of these, I'm eventually going to have to get to doing sci-fi kind of people and animals and aliens and things, but so far these landscapes have just been landscapes. It's a starting point. It's just a quick sketch for me to go somewhere. And maybe some of these will turn into bigger projects. No guarantees. I'm not putting that down as I will do. No. I'm just leaving the option open because I enjoy these. I really do. And I really would like to do sci-fi kind of paintings, and I think that would be fun. And who knows what my next color scheme is going to be. I kind of like the monochrome thing going on with just kind of little variations in the colorway. I kind of like that. It forces you to be more creative, more specific in placement of the colors. You can't rely on different colors to represent different things because it's all kind of generally the same color. I know it's not the same color, but you know what I mean. You know what I mean. These lovely little fern-tailed marsh plant things. And time to clean up. I've had such a good time with this one. Look at this dirty palette with all that paint on it. Always so good. I really like this one. Yeah, I really like this one. I might keep this one for myself. I like that one. Thank you for spending some time with me today. I hope you had a fun time. Thank you.